So, okay, so just a
And
minute, there are a few other queries it seems. We'll just finish it here, just a minute. Mr. Siren has said how factual points play a role in paper two. Does they really crucial, or they are really crucial, and how many marks you expected actually in paper two rather than mark sheet? Like he is asking, like you have been emphasizing on this part of points, right? So what he's saying is that truly essential, and how far that has helped you, and what was your expected mark before you have gotten this mark sheet, actual mark sheet? What
okay.
was your expected mark in paper two? Was a query from Mr. Sairam.
So like don't overload your essay with only factual points. Like if you write anything to substantiate that, use data and facts. Like if you are writing in digital economy that it will boost our economy, so you will have to have a data to substantiate that India's economy will like India's digital economy will grow by this much by 2035. So if you are writing any point to substantiate that, only use data.
Okay, Mr. Dinesh has asked, sir, can you give insights? Dinesh, he will definitely give insights on grammar part precise rating. We are going in order, starting from essay. So can please wait a little bit. And Mr. Rahul has asked, can we give subheadings to the body part of essay? Okay, sure.
No. That's what I'm saying. If you are writing like anything political dimension, so start your paragraph with politically, underline that, comma, then your point.
Okay, so any suggestions from Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Abhinav here in this context, like to give subheading or not for essay?
Sir, like
Yes,
we can use subheadings like there are some typical subheadings which goes like a double-edged sword, silver lining. So such subheadings I think we can use, sir, but not exactly like introduction, conclusion, and body. We cannot use them. And as said by Keshav, we can start the passage or the paragraph with the intention. Like if we are going with political dimension, like politically. If we are going with social dimension, then socially. So that we can do, sir.
okay, so thanks a lot. Yes, Mr. Saurabh, please.
Yes, sir. My personal opinion would be we should never give some heading, because most of the time what I have noticed in my friends also, we used to check each other's copy. So I have noticed that when they used to put this heading, and when they start writing the paragraph within that heading, so sometime they ignore the heading which they have put. Like if they have put economically, they would be writing something different. So it again gets them into a negative limelight. So rather than putting heading, just put the paragraphs and write like that, like Keshav has mentioned.
Okay. So I would take the stand of Mr. Abhinav. Like, although, see, politically, economically can never be considered as subheadings. Subheadings, as Mr. Abhinav has said, like digital technology or social media as a double-edged sword. Or when it comes to this attaining $5 trillion economy or $10 trillion economy and emphasizing on the significance of certain things, then we can say, as Mr. Abhinav has said, the silver lining. India's youth potential as a silver lining, something like that, not like politically, economically. Because see, but the thing, what I personally feel is that, and this is what I recommend to the candidates who have enrolled with our test series, like to give some subheadings on aligns with what Mr. Abhinav has said. So that will give a proper structure to the essay, right? And by giving the subheading, the candidates have the scope to restrict to their discussions to that particular dimension that we are actually discussing in our this important topics discussion session. So from that, candidates might have some good idea, I hope so. But here it is kind of 50-50. There is no hard and fast rule. And here I take the stand of Mr. Abhinav, like to give some subheadings on line with what Mr. Abhinav has said, right? So not this economically as one subheading or politically as one subheading, right? So so here it is 50-50. I and Abhinav take one particular stand of giving subheading, and Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Keshav, our two other recent talkers have taken a different like stand here. So it is up to the candidates. Like you can better try with the two structures, right? So and whichever suits you well, because some candidates are very naturally coming up with some subheadings, and they themselves have said that they feel very confident in writing it with subheadings. That gives them some structure or a flow. So it is up to the candidates' individual needs. Anyways, thanks Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Abhinav for clarifying and giving their insights here. And moving on with Mr. Rajat. Sir, in exams, how to tackle question which one have very little knowledge. Like this time I got stuck in GM crops, tropical rainforest. Yes, Mr. Keshav, please.
So in that one, pistol analysis or SWOT analysis will help. Like I was on in this one, so tropical forest. There was question on tropical forest, so I attempted that importance of tropical rainforest. So I was aware about like importance, their locations, and like various negative things also, like deforestation, neglected tropical diseases. So like I created brainstormed these points and arranged it in an order, like introduction about rainforest, then what are the importance, so and then after that antithesis, like what are the negative things, and then I wrote a conclusion. So this pestle analysis or SWOT analysis will be helpful in that, in creating dimension.
Okay, any suggestions or ideas or insights from Mr. Abhinav and Mr. Saurav? Your suggestions here. Yes, Mr. Saurav, please go on.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to emphasize that some of the candidates who will be there in this platform, they might be like me. For example, I was giving a lot of SSBs and then I used to give this written examinations. So I used to be in dilemma, like how I can improve my knowledge base. Like I used to follow the newspaper, but me competing with a CSC guy is a completely different thing, because I have to focus on my SSB. We have this psychology test and various other tests. We have to focus on that also. Plus we are reading the newspaper and plus we are preparing for this examination. So when I was writing this paper too, in essay there are 6 topics. So out of these 6 topics, I was only sure about 2, which was the digital economy and some security related issue. I was only sure about these 2, and then there were 4 topics. So I took 10 minutes to decide like which 2 topic I should write. So there was this tropical rainforest. I had no knowledge about it. Although I might have seen this topic in my geography NCERT, but I have skipped it. I have no knowledge. What is the rainfall? What is the disease? I don't know anything. So I took the easiest topic which was there. Like there were 2 topics which were related to some tribal issues, and I tried to write very journal essay. I didn't have the knowledge for that also. I write the journal point which a normal candidate can think, but I ensure that whatever I write it in a very good convention confidently. Like there should be no doubt in writing from my side. I should put all the points which I know. So this was my approach, and I want to convey this to all my people who are from similar background like me, who are giving SSB and preparing for CAPF. It is for them. Definitely the CSC candidate here has an edge because they have the better knowledge base and they are dedicatedly preparing for it. But the SSB candidates, they are going for the SSB then giving this CAPF. So I would say them that they can definitely attempt the essay which they find is more relevant, or they can put some point in it, rather than attempting this tropical rainforest or some difficult topic, because there they will be not having very much good points, and they will be finishing their essay in 1 or 2 paragraphs. So that's my suggestion, sir.
So play as per your strength.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So play as per your strength as with the crisp of what Mr. Saurav has said. Thanks a lot, Saurav. And Mr. Abhinav, any points, Abhinav?
Yes, sir. Here I completely agree with Saurabh. So if you are not having any idea about like the topics he has mentioned, like the GM crops or tropical rainforest, they are very factual in nature. So if you are not aware about that facts, you better not attempt that essay and go for some essay which is general in nature. So that you can tackle it in, if not very well, but you can write, at least attempt it.
Yes, yes. Okay, so thanks a lot, Mr. Saurav and Mr. Abhinav. Thanks a lot. And to console you, Mr. Saurav, I would like to say one thing here. You need not fear this civil services guys, because they have some other drawbacks. They take it very lethargically and they write it as a 15-mark question, dumping the points, in fact, at this point format, all the facts. They don't approach this essay as how Mr. Saurav has been saying. Right, so it is ultimately it is going to be a level playing field. So we need not worry about this or fear about the civil services guys. they have their own disadvantages. That is what I want to say here. Anyways, yes, Mr. Abhinav, please go on, please.
Yes, sir. And the civil services candidates are used to writing 1,000 and 1,200 word essay, but here the trick is that we have to write an compact essay within 300 words. So
Which they
that
find
it's
very challenging.
Yes, sir. It is a challenging part.
So we need not clear the civil services guy. Ultimately, it is going to be a level playing field because you are strong in one area and they are strong in one area. And you are weak in one area, they are weak in another area. So that, see, UPSC is at the end, it is a perfect level playing field. Right? Even if you consider this paper one, someone may be strong in science and maths, and someone may be strong in this economy and geography, and someone may be strong in history part itself. So, but overall, it is going to be a very level playing field where every candidate will be able to attend hardly around some 95 to 105 questions. Right? Except for some rare cases like this year's topper who has secured 162.64, even in a question like 2024. There are some rare breeds. Let us not consider them. Right? Okay, so moving on with one more query from Mr. Subair. While writing essays and arguments, I stuck in the middle, totally dumb, no points I generate. What would be the solution for this, sir? Thank you. Mr. Rakesh, please.
I could not hear the question. Can you repeat it?
What he's saying is that in the middle of writing an essay or an argument, he is going totally blank without being able to generate any particular point. So what can be the solution for it? That's what his question is.
Okay. So same, sir. Like question analysis was helpful in my case.
And one more thing is that you have been emphasizing on this fodder points, right? If they are like good with this fodder point, then they will definitely be able to come up with a few points. Although not like with so many points, they will be able to come up with at least a few points, right? So, Abhinav and Saurabh, any suggestions here? Like how to handle situations which are completely blank? Yes, Mr. Saurabh, please.
Yes, sir. The same thing happened with me in Sir Paper 2, like in 2024. So there was this topic in argument, household work is unpaid or something like that.
Unpaid labor,
So,
household work is
yes,
unpaid
sir.
labor.
Yes, sir. So this was the topic. So actually, sir, like Keshav has mentioned about this time management. So I did a very fantastic time management this time. I wrote the essays, argument, and I had this half an hour left, and I was left with just one argument. So I was deciding like what I have to write in this because I was not getting any point. I was blank at that point of a time. So what I did was, sir, I took a pause for 5 minutes. I thought for different dimensions on this particular topic, and then I went to the rough section. So I wrote some points like fodder points, which Keshav has mentioned, some fodder points which I had in my mind. So I wrote them, and then I decided that this would be my structure, and then I attempted that argument. So the main crux here would be that you take your time, 6 minutes, try to come up with some framework like what will be the structure of your essay or argument, and then start writing rather than simply just reading the topic and start writing. So it would be beneficial because it will help you to tackle the question.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Saurabh. Mr. Abhinav, inputs.
Yes, sir. In this regard, I would like to say is do not just go on attempting the question, but before you attempt the question, you have to definitely brainstorm about the question. You have to think in multiple dimensions, like are you able to understand the question in the first place? Secondly, are you able to approach the question in multiple dimensions? And so in that way, you can follow what Keshav has said, the pestle and SWOT analysis. You can think in multiple dimensions. Then if you are able to think in multiple dimensions, and then you go for whether you know any factual data about each and particular dimension, then combining all of these, you can go for an essay.
Right.
And I have also shared
Yes.
the document to sir. Sir will be sharing with you
Yes.
about how to write this.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Abhinav. Abhinav has shared a document that I will be sharing after this session in our parent channel, this career ideas. And thanks a lot, Mr. Abhinav, for your insights. So I would like to clarify just one single point in this particular point of time, like whatever Mr. Keshav or Abhinav or Mr. Saurabh has been saying, this pestle approach or this SWOT analysis approach. See, they are restrictive to certain topics only. You need not try to approach that one size that doesn't fit this one size fits all approach. So you have to be very careful with the issue over which this particular approach can be superimposed, right? If there are some socio-economic issues, then you can go with this pestle approach. But if there are some disadvantages or challenges based questions, then you can go with this SWOT analysis. What are the challenges? What are the advantages? What are the opportunities? That you can go for this SWOT analysis. Like they are, what do I say? They are context specific. So don't try to apply all this particular approach to all the questions. That would definitely not help you. So try to understand, as Mr. Keshav, Mr. Saurav, Mr. Abhinav has been very constantly emphasizing. First of all, try to understand the demand of the question and try to think of the probable dimensions from which the question can be tackled, right? So you need not rigidly follow this pestle approach or the SWOT analysis because they are very context specific, right? So that is one thing. So Mr. Rahul has said in last session, Saurabh sir told about resources PDF for paper 1. Can you share that PDF as well after the session? Sorry for interrupting. Okay, no issues, Rahul. I'll just request Mr. Saurabh sir and I will share it with you. And as of now, Mr. Abhinav has also shared a document with me, like how to choose an essay. There are so many insights in that PDF document. I'll just share it now. Okay. So in our group. So that is from my side. Like moving on with Mr. Keshav. Like I hope we are to begin with argument writing, right? So are you guys clear with how to approach an essay that we have discussed so far? Anyone has any other queries? So can we move on with the argument part? So can I get a thumbs up from the candidates? Yes. Thank you, Avikash. Thank you, Subair, etc. Thank you, Harish. Yes, Mr. Keshav, we can just start with your inputs on Keshav, and followed by that, Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Abhinav has also contributed their inputs. Thanks a lot. Yes.
So my structure of argument was try to understand the question like properly. What is the core issue there? So, and I used to write in UPSC format only. So 2 lines introduction and then arguments in favor, point wise 1, 2, 3, 4, then arguments against 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a balanced conclusion. Like, did you guys get me? Like, give a thumbs up if you guys understand. 2-3 line introduction, simple, and then arguments in favor 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, Dinesh. So 2-3 lines simple introduction about the core theme of the question, and then arguments in favor. Like you'll have to understand the direction of the question. To understanding the direction of the argument is very important. Like there was a question on classical literature should be a component of curriculum. So I wrote like 2-3 line introduction about classical literature, then argument in favor, like it should be a part of curriculum, and then argument against 1, 2, 3, 4, like why it should not be, and then in a balanced conclusion I wrote that various classical structure are being inducted in our curriculum, and there was a recent case of PhD on Srimad Bhagavad Gita in BHU, I think, or JNU. So I wrote that in conclusion. So that's the format I follow.
Thanks a lot, Keshav. Mr. Saurabh or Abhinav, any insights? Are you done with that, Keshav? Do you have anything to share?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. So we'll move on with Mr. Saurabh. Yes, Saurabh, please.
Yes, sir. So Keshav has defined the format of the argument. I also follow that format only, but I would emphasize that the student should know why this argument is being included in CAPF examination. This argument is nowhere in CSE or some other examination. It is only in CAPF. So the reason being is very simple. You will be deployed in certain areas where there is no court, no judge, nothing. You are the sole forces or the sole leader on the ground, and you have to take certain decisions. For example, if you are deployed in Chhattisgarh areas, there are some Naxals, there is a land dispute. So you will be the guy who will be there and you will be solving their problem. So that's why you have seen in argument that you will be writing both for and against. You will be writing for and against, and you will be the same guy. So you do not have to, counter your own point, like something you have supported, and again in the next section you are countering it. So it will not give you good marks. So try to remember this point. And in conclusion, sir, I would suggest that always have a balanced approach. Never be critical about anything like government or something. Always have a balanced opinion and try to put it in a very simple way. And about the introduction, like Keshav has mentioned, 3-4 lines are more than enough. Just try to connect your introduction with the topic. It should not be off from the topic. It should be relevant to the topic so that the examiner could get an overview, like whether you have understood the topic or not. So it should be like that. That's it from my side, sir.
So thanks a lot, Saurabh. What Mr. Saurabh sir has said is that you should be able to think on both the dimensions, like both aspects of an issue, and that will help you to come at a middle part at the conclusion part. Like you should be in a position to understand the multidimensionality of a particular issue, and then come to a balanced approach finally, right? That is the very important aspect of this demand behind this argument section. And thanks a lot, Mr. Saurabh, for clarifying so detailed. Thanks. And how about Mr. Abhinav? Please, any insights from your side?
Sir, they have almost covered all the points, but I would like to emphasize on a single point that it is very important to understand what's the demand of a question, because sometimes we end up writing for us against and against us for. Like it is very important to understand in that perspective, sir.
Like
So-
I would like to clarify what Mr. Abhinav is saying. Like you should know the nature of the question. That has been said by Keshav Pant also. Like you should know the nature of the question, whether it is positive or negative. Sometimes the question will be very negative. For example, climate change is irreversible. The question is negative. So the argument for should be negative only. Don't go with the standard framework that argument for is always positive points, argument against is always negative points. Argument for or argument against should flow from the nature of the question. If the question itself is negative, then argument for should also be negative. Like climate change is irreversible. Yes, it is irreversible because of so and so reasons. That should be your set of argument for points, and why it can be reversed, and what are the various measures that we are already taking for it. So that should be your argument against. That is what Mr. Keshav and Abhinav has been emphasizing. Like the argument for and argument against should flow from the nature of the question rather than going with some generic version of argument for with positive points and argument against it or with negative points. Is that clear? Am I right, Mr. Abhinav and Keshav? Like this is what you guys are trying to emphasize, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And Mr. Subair has asked for arguments, should we write heading and define it, or directly mentioning points 1, 2, 3, etc., which will be better? Any of you guys can clarify, like Keshav or Saurabh or Abhinav?
Sir, you can introduce the topic like in 2-3 lines and then arguments in favor and then against.
I think whether he is asking like apart from this introduction and conclusion part, I think he is asking for giving subheadings to each and every point in an argument for and argument against. Is that right, Subair?
Yes, yes.
That's what you are asking. Okay, so I think he is typing. So how about you, Mr. Saurabh and
Yes, yes. You can do that. You can do that.
Saurabh? Any insights here? Saurabh and Abhinav?
Yes, sir. He can do that. Like I used to use.
That's what I did also.
Yes, sir. I used to use the blend of both. Like in some argument, I'll be giving some heading and then expanding it. In some argument, I'll be starting directly. So you can use both the approach and you will score same marks. It hardly matters.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Anything from your side, Mr. Abhinav?
Sir, nothing, sir, but I would like to ask the candidates one thing, that if they have any doubt, it's better to clarify, like raise a hand and then ask verbally rather than texting.
Yes,
so
yes.
that would be very clear.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that was a very good suggestion. And I request each and every candidate to raise your hands here like this, and then you can just unmute yourself and ask your questions. That will be more clear and that will be more time effective, right? Because the understanding is not very matching here, like what you have put in here in the chat box and how we decode it. So that is actually not very productive. So better try to raise your hands and then just unmute yourself and put forward the question. Okay, so that would be better and time effective. So moving on with Mr. Sairam, please share your expected marks after analyzing yourself up with. Okay, Sairam is still standing there. Keshav, please.
Sir, I was expecting like 105 marks, approx 105.
Okay, okay. So are you happy now, Sairam? Okay, okay. Okay, Mr. Dinesh, you can definitely drop a message at this number, Dinesh. I try to clarify what I have said there. We'll just go with the flow of what is being discussed. Right, 93441307. You can just drop a message in Telegram. I'll try to elaborate it once again. Like I have been saying that the argument for an argument again should flow from the nature of the question. No, that is what he is asking, but we'll discuss it later on. Okay, so any guys has any other doubts with respect to the argument section, or are we good to go with the other pending sections? Anyone has any doubts? Abhikash, Aman, Bharat, Dinesh, Harish, Jairam, Krupanka, Mantra? Not in a situation to ask verbally, so please excuse. Okay. Why not in a situation to ask verbally? Okay. Classic Keshav. Repeat of Keshav's like situation. Yeah, okay, no issues. So any others? Do you guys have any other doubts? Pankaj, Praveen, Prajwal, Priya, any doubts? Or are we good to go with the other areas of paper 2? Okay, so thank you for your confirmation. Yes, Mr. Keshav, we can take forward with the following sessions, like pending areas.
Okay, so for report writing, first of all, you'll have to be clear about the format. Like if you write in the format also, then also you can fetch like 1 to 2 marks for format. So, and it is given in the question paper only that you can't use your name or address. You will have to write like ABC, XYZ. So you will have to like follow the format which has been mentioned in the question paper only. And the question is very abstract. It is not like to the point. So like the question was voter turnout in an election. So you can write about any election, but there was like Lok Sabha election. So I created like you'll have to feel like a reporter, and that you are writing to your like editor of your news agency, and then you'll have to write it. So that's what I followed. Like the question was on voter turnout. So my report writing was focused on recent Lok Sabha election, their voter turnout, like what are the steps taken by government to increase voter turnout. So that's what I did. And there was also second question on rehabilitation on war victims. So like I created a scenario like a war reporter in like Israel, Palestine, and Russia, Ukraine, and what is happening to like war victims of there. So I wrote about that, and I relate it to the like failure of multilateral institutions like UNSC and others. So I did that. Like consider yourself as a reporter who is writing to like to your editor of news agency. So that's what I did.
Okay,
And
thanks a lot.
format is very important. So you'll have to stick to the format which has been mentioned in the question only. So that's all from my side.
So anything from your side, Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Abhinav?
Yes, sir. Like Keshav has mentioned that we should stick to the format. That's true. Second is that how you perceive the topic. Like it is always open-ended. It is never close-ended. It is always open-ended, especially in report. So you must perceive the topic correctly, follow the format. And one more thing, sir, always maintain a good handwriting. That would be very helpful. I always emphasize this because my whole life, like I was very I used to write very badly in my school days, so I used to get very scolded from my father. Then again in college life, my professors used to point out like your writing is not understandable. So I try to emphasize everyone like writing definitely plays an important role. It will give you additional 2-3 marks, and 2-3 marks is a very big thing when it is about the final merit list. So always maintain the writing, and what Keshav has mentioned, it is absolutely true as far as report is concerned, sir.
Good handwriting will give legibility to your paper, and this legibility will reflect as a good overall presentation. And more than that, it will make easier for the evaluator to understand what you have written. If you are stressing the evaluator to first of all understand what you have written, there itself you are at a disadvantageous position over your competitors. Right, that has been very rightly emphasized by Mr. Saurabh, sir. Thanks a lot,
Yes.
Mr. Saurabh. And
Yes, sir. Like
yes, sir. Yes, Saurabh. Please, sorry.
yes, sir. Like Like sir, I have seen that most of the guys who were preparing with me, they used to have very good content, but the only problem was their writing was not understandable. I used to look or ask them what you have written, like what is this word, what is this sentence. So it is also an issue. So if you maintain the writing, definitely and definitely you will be having a good content. You'll score a good marks than other candidates. So that's why sir, emphasis is on writing from my side.
Okay, thanks a lot. Even that is a very good input and very necessary input too. Right? And moving on with Mr. Abhinav. Abhinav, any insights, Abhinav?
No, sir, not anything else.
Okay. So, is there any queries from the candidate side with respect to this report writing part, or can we go ahead with this precise and RC? Any queries, or if no queries, please just thumbs up. Yes, Harish, please go on. Unmute yourself, and if possible, please turn on your video also, if possible.
No, sir, it's not. Yeah, I will just speak. Hello. Hi, sir.
Harish, your voice is too low, Harish.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, go on.
Sir, in report writing, how to
Harish,
manage-
your voice is low again. Your voice is very low.
Hello.
Yes, Harish.
Sir, in report writing, how to manage the report without any data or points, like if you don't remember on that particular time, how you manage the report without any data, like is it possible to?
Okay, so Mr. Keshav, Saurabh and Abhinav, what he is asking is, if I don't recollect any data with respect to this report writing, how should I manage that without any specific data? For example, let us consider this voter turnout in an election. We had this 2024 Lok Sabha election, and he is not very sure about the percentage of voter turnouts, whether it is 65 or 72 or whatever it may be. So in such a case, how should I manage? Is that was his query from Mr. Harish?
Yes. So I think, sir, you should have been as much aware that it is high or low. So you don't have to explicitly mention the data. You can answer in it was higher than last year. It was it was lower than last year, and why it was higher or why it was lower. So you can follow this one. Like you don't need to overburden with data.
Okay, thank you.
You have
Mr.
to be
Keshav.
aware about it was higher or lower, and you can write that.
The general trend would suffice rather than going with a specific fact. That is
Yes,
what
sir.
Mr. Keshav has been saying. Thanks a lot, Mr. Keshav. And Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Abhinav, any insights from your side, suggestions, how to handle in case of no facts, how to handle a report?
Sir, I may not be a right person to answer this because due to that, in that case only I have left the second report completely. I have left it untouched.
Okay, no issues. How about you, Mr. Saurabh?
Yes, sir. Same issue with me. Like I was not sure about the data. I don't have this Lok Sabha data, how many voters have turned around, or this war victim rehabilitation. So I used to write journal points, which I knew. Like Keshav has mentioned, I knew that the voter turnout from last year was this year was very high. So I have mentioned this point. Then I have pointed out why it was high, like Keshav was mentioning. I mentioned about the facilities that was available at the centers. So I wrote like this. So if you don't have the data, just write the journal thing, which is understandable by everyone.
Okay. So here I would like to remind every candidate one thing that has been said long back by Mr. Keshav Kant, like we should read the newspaper regularly, because when it comes to this report writing, although they sound open-ended, all those issues point to some current events that has been in the last 6 months' time or 3 months' time period. So regular newspaper reading is very, very important, because this voter turnout in an election is because of the 2024 MP election we had. That was the news background for it. And this rehabilitation of war victims. We had this Israel-Palestine war, and we have been having this Russia-Ukraine war that has completed close to 2 years by the time we had this report. So that was the background of it. And this Israel-Palestine was a new addition to the conflict. Right, so these were some of the news background. So as Mr. Keshav has said very long back, it is very much recommended to read the newspaper regularly. Right. right? So that way you will have at least some passing order points that we can refer in a passing way. Even to know the trend, whether it has increased or decreased, you should know, you should have read from the newspaper, because rarely we focus on these facts. Even if we are reading from any monthly compilations, rarely we do focus on such facts, like the voter turnout this year. It was for this 17th Lok Sabha election, it was on 73% or 68%. That facts or data we'll rarely give much focus. So we will just try to gather all these fodder points from casual newspaper reading on a day-to-day basis. See, immediately after the day of elections as a result, they will have very boldly highlighted this. This has been the voter turnout in the first page of the newspaper. Like this year's voter turnout was like 68% or 72%, and it has been higher or lower than the last year. That they will have mentioned in the very heading itself. Heading, and followed by that, there will be one or two brief lines about the crux of what is being given in the full article, right? So you can simply read the heading and then the crux of the editorial this news article. From these two areas itself, you'll be able to see these kind of fodder points, right? On a casual reading of newspaper on a daily basis. Are you guys clear with whatever I have said? Okay. So thanks a lot. And is there any query with respect to report writing, or are we good to go with this precise and reading comprehension part? Okay, so thanks a lot. Yes, Mr. Keshav, please go on with this precise and reading comprehension part. I don't